A platonic relationship or friend zone is a type of friendship that involves a close, intimate bond without any romance. These relationships can be characterized by traits such as closeness, fondness, understanding, and respect. Platonic relationships can occur in a wide range of settings and can involve same-sex or opposite-sex friendships. You might form a platonic relationship with a classmate or coworker, or you might make a connection with a person in another setting such as a club, athletic activity, or volunteer organization you are involved in. This type of relationship can play an essential role in providing social support, which is essential for your health and well-being. Research suggests that platonic friendships can help reduce your risk for disease, lower your risk for depression or anxiety, and boost your immunity. An open relationship is a consensually non-monogamous relationship where one or both partners have physical or emotional intimacy with others. These relationships can be casual, dating, or even married, and often come with certain conditions or limitations. Despite some stigma, research indicates that about 21–22% of adults will experience an open relationship at some point in their lives. The likelihood of being in an open relationship varies by gender and sexual orientation. Men are more likely than women to report being in open relationships, and those who identify as gay, lesbian, or bisexual are more likely to have been in open relationships compared to heterosexual individuals. Open relationships offer benefits like increased sexual freedom, but also present challenges such as jealousy and emotional distress. They tend to be more successful when couples establish clear boundaries early on and communicate their feelings and needs effectively. A toxic relationship is any form of interpersonal connection where your emotional, physical, or psychological health is jeopardized. These relationships often result in feelings of shame, humiliation, or a sense of being misunderstood or unsupported. They can occur in friendships, family dynamics, romantic partnerships, or workplace interactions. Toxic relationships are typically marked by competitiveness, jealousy, and controlling behaviors, and both parties may contribute to the toxicity. One might perpetuate it through consistent unkindness, criticism, insecurity, or negativity. Sometimes individuals may unintentionally foster toxicity due to past experiences or learned behaviors. The consequences of toxic relationships can be far-reaching, affecting both physical and mental health, leading to loneliness, stress, and even abuse. Establishing clear boundaries is essential to protect oneself from such harmful connections and preserve well-being. A codependent relationship is typically an unbalanced and dysfunctional connection, where one partner heavily relies on the other emotionally, physically, and mentally. It's common for both partners to be mutually dependent on each other, taking turns in the roles of caregiver and receiver of care. The key characteristic of a codependent relationship is the dynamic of one partner being the giver, while the other is the taker. Although not all codependent relationships are identical, they can vary in severity. These relationships are co-created, with one partner appearing more needy, while the other finds comfort in being needed. This can result in the latter neglecting their own needs, as they focus on fulfilling the constant needs of their partner. Romantic relationships are primarily defined by feelings of love and attraction towards another individual. While the nature of romantic love varies, it often encompasses elements such as infatuation, intimacy, and commitment. These relationships evolve over time. In the initial stages of a relationship, individuals typically experience heightened feelings of passion and infatuation. This phase is characterized by the release of neurotransmitters like dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin in the brain, leading to a sense of euphoria and being in love. However, as the relationship progresses, these intense feelings tend to diminish. Instead, romantic relationships tend to deepen, with individuals developing greater emotional intimacy and understanding. This shift often prioritizes emotional connections over solely physical intimacy as the relationship matures. Friends with benefits, also known as casual or non-committed relationships, are dating arrangements where physical intimacy is involved without the expectation of exclusivity or long-term commitment. These relationships, as highlighted in the Canadian Journal of Human Sexuality, may include one-time encounters like one-night stands or casual hookups known as booty calls. Casual relationships vary in terms of how often partners interact, the type of interactions, and the level of personal sharing. They are most common among young adults. Parasocial relationships are one-sided connections, where an individual invests emotional energy, interest, and time into another person, typically a celebrity, musician, athlete, or internet personality, who is completely unaware of their existence. These relationships are most commonly seen with public figures due to repeated exposure through media. This exposure leads the admirer to develop illusions of intimacy, friendship, or identification with the persona. Positive feedback and affirmations from the media persona increase the admirer's attraction, causing the perceived relationship to deepen. Trust and self-disclosure by the media persona further enhance these parasocial connections. Over the past decade, the rise of internet platforms has significantly increased parasocial behaviors by providing greater access to the personal lives of these personas. This phenomenon has been observed with celebrities who achieved significant fame, such as Elvis Presley, Marilyn Monroe, and Michael Jackson, and continues with modern figures like Justin Bieber, BTS, and various internet personalities. Professional relationships are distinctive interpersonal connections that significantly impact both the individuals involved and the organizations where these relationships form. They play a crucial role in a worker's motivation and ability to succeed within their company. These relationships can occur both within and outside the workplace. Professional relationships can have both positive and negative effects. The absence of workplace relationships can lead to feelings of loneliness and social isolation among employees. These connections aren't limited to friendships. They can also include romantic relationships. However, transitioning from colleagues to romantic partners can often result in negative outcomes, such as termination or social isolation for one or both parties involved.